Today we're gonna make one of the most popular and delicious American Chinese takeout dishes called General Tso's, and it's gonna shock you how easy it is. Welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today I'm so excited to show you how easy it is to make your own General Tso's chicken at home. And we're gonna do it with rice and broccoli. So this is gonna be a full meal, and we're gonna do it in the Ninja Combi. But don't worry if you don't have the Ninja Combi, you can do it with an air fryer, make your rice separately and steam your broccoli. You will still have a delicious takeout dish. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our chicken breaded, and I'm using 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast that are in about 1.5 inch cubes. You could use chicken thighs, but honestly, if you're worried about them drying out, the chicken breasts do not dry out on the air fry setting because they are coated. They are delicious and so tender. So I love using the breast in this recipe, but thighs will work the same, no changes in cook time. To start with the wet batter, we're gonna make sort of like a tempura type of batter, starting with 1 large egg, 2 tablespoons of water. Give that a little mix with a fork or a whisk. And that is good enough. To add a little bit of flavor, I like to add either a chili garlic sauce or sambal oelek, okay? This is the same kind of thing, but one has garlic and one doesn't. So whichever one you can find. You can put in 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, however much you want. I'm gonna put in 1 teaspoon. And it doesn't really make it spicy, but it does give a nice flavor to the chicken. All right, once you get that mixed in, then we're gonna put in 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Just put that right on top and we'll mix it in. I used to be real particular about mixing it in very slowly, and honestly, I sifted the flour and all that kind of stuff, but I found that really it doesn't make that much of a difference. So just go ahead and mix it all up until it is a nice flowy but thick kind of mixture, because we want it to coat all of the chicken. This is what's going to keep the breading on the chicken and make it nice and crispy. All right, that looks good. And see, it is kind of thick. And that is exactly what you want. Now we're gonna mix up our dry breading. And what I'm using is 1.5 cups of panko. And to that, we're gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch and 1.5 teaspoons of fine grind sea salt or kosher salt. If you're using table salt, cut that back a bit. And that's it. Super easy. Now mix this up, and we'll get our chicken lightly seasoned with salt and pepper. And I don't measure this, but it's probably about 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. Sprinkle it right over the top here. All right, that looks good. Now let's get our breading station set up. You're gonna need the wet mixture. I'm gonna swap these out here like this, and the dry mixture. And then we're gonna need a rack. And this is very important because we need to set the breaded chicken onto a surface, and you don't want it to be a solid surface because we want it to get some airflow, because that will set the breading onto the chicken, which will keep the breading in place when we go to air fry. Okay, so don't skip this part, it's very important. All right, now let's get the chicken into the wet mixture and then into the breading mixture. And I do this in batches, okay? Probably about 5 or 6 pieces of chicken at a time. Make sure they are completely coated. And I always get the question, why don't you use a bag? Well, it doesn't work as well in my experience. And I like these chicken pieces to be completely coated because I really like crunchy chicken. And I'm not deep frying, so this is the best way to have air fryer chicken turn out super crunchy. And while I'm talking about that, I also want to kind of talk about whether or not you could use frozen, already prepared chicken nuggets. I mean, can you? Yes, of course, it's your dinner. Should you? Probably not. It's not going to give you the same result. And I know this because I've tried it. I've tried it with my homemade chicken nuggets that use a different kind of dry mixture, different breading. And it just does not taste like General Tso's chicken. It does not have that nice crunchy exterior. So trust me on this one. Make up the breading, make up the chicken yourself, and then you can freeze it and you can pop it out and even cook from frozen for a really quick weeknight meal. All right, once these are coated, lift them up, put them onto your rack, and we will repeat that for the rest of the chicken pieces. Now I'm gonna let those sit there for a minute, and it's time to get the rice and the broccoli set up so we can get to cooking. The first thing you wanna do is get your rice into the inner pan of the Ninja Combi. I'm using 1 cup of jasmine rice that I rinsed really well under cool water until the water ran clear. Just put that right in there. And then 2 cups of water. And you can add a little bit of salt, I usually do. Just a pinch, maybe 1/4 teaspoon. All right, now we need to cover this. So I'm using a little bit of foil here. You don't want to cut the foil too big because it does need to slide in to the combi. So cut the foil just about as big as the pan. And then you want to have some sort of a utensil or knife, whatever, to poke some holes in the top so the steam can be let out, because we're going to put our broccoli right on top so we get that steamed up at the same time. This is what we call a 360 meal. We'll have the protein, which is the chicken, we'll have the rice, and we'll have our vegetable. Now for the broccoli. So you can use fresh or frozen broccoli. Either works fine, no changes in time, but depending on the texture that you like your broccoli to be will depend on how you cut your florets. The smaller they're cut, the more done they'll be, right? That makes sense. I like mine sort of, I'm just gonna say al dente maybe. So not soft, but not super crunchy either. And I cut them about this size, which is probably about $1/4 or $1/2. Put them right on top like this. And we're gonna get it into the combi. The lower level, slide it right in. This rack will go in, it'll go in with the chicken in just a bit. Flip your lever up, turn the combi on. We want to go to combi meals, 375 degrees. And then I like to set the time for 20 minutes. It does not take that long usually, but just like to keep extra time on the clock, and I'll explain that in just a minute. And hit the start button. And now what's gonna happen is it's gonna preheat, it's gonna heat that water, create steam, start cooking our rice, the steam's gonna rise up, start cooking our broccoli, and that takes about 8 minutes. After the 8 minutes is up, it's gonna start the countdown. When the countdown starts, you're gonna let it go from 20 minutes to 15 minutes. Now, while this is cooking, I like to get the chicken spritzed and onto the rack, and I make the sauce on the stove. So spritz the top of all of the nuggets and do it pretty generously, okay? Because that is going to make them really crunchy, which is what we want, because they're gonna be tossed in the sauce. And we don't want them to be soggy, because that would not be like General Tso's. I'm using a neutral oil. This is avocado oil, but any oil that you like will be fine. And we want to spritz both sides. All right, that looks good. Now flip them over and spritz again. And then set them on the tray in a single layer so that they're not touching each other, or as much as possible. As long as they're not just right up against each other, we want some airflow to go around each piece to get it nice and crispy. All right, it's been 5 minutes since the countdown started. Now you want to carefully remove the bottom tray. You don't want to leave this in any longer because it will get too brown, okay? Your broccoli will start to burn. Now is a good time to check the texture of the broccoli. If it is undercooked for you, you definitely want to wrap it in the foil and set it aside. If it is cooked perfectly, then you may want to leave the foil kind of opened up so it doesn't continue to steam. That's up to you. Be careful though when you remove this foil because the steam underneath is extremely hot. So I do it kind of in stages and then fold it up and make my little packet here and set this to the side until we toss it in the sauce. The rice goes back in. It is not done yet. And then the chicken goes on the top, and then just close the door and the timer will start counting down again. Now we want to cook the chicken for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then we will flip it, go another 5 minutes, and our dinner will be done. So time to make the sauce. To make the General Tso sauce on the stove, you're going to want a small saucepan, a whisk, or a wooden spoon would work fine. Turn your stove on. Doesn't matter if you're on gas or on electric. Go about medium heat to begin with. Then we're going to dump in our ingredients, and they're super easy and easy to find. 3 tablespoons of a rice vinegar, 1/4 cup of sugar, and you could use Swerve if you wanted to. My husband asked me to make a batch for him with Swerve, even though this is not exactly a low-carb meal, and it worked beautifully, so just so you know that. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of hoisin, and 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. So this is the hoisin, and I just get the kind from the store. I certainly don't make it, although I'm tempted to develop a recipe for that. And then the oyster sauce. Then you decide how much heat you want. I like it a little bit spicy, so I put in 2 teaspoons of the chili sauce. Whether I use the garlic chili or the other one, it doesn't matter. Give it a stir. And you just want to heat it long enough for the sugar to dissolve and it to start to simmer. Once it starts to simmer, we're going to add in our cornstarch slurry, which is 1/2 cup of water and 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Let's give that a stir right now. Okay, we are now simmering nicely. Now don't let it come to a complete boil because your cornstarch slurry could then sort of become real gummy. And also, don't worry, as you pour this in and you start to stir a little bit, it's gonna get real cloudy and you're gonna think, that looks nothing like General Tso sauce. Just give it a minute. Now you may need to adjust your heat a little bit. We do want to bring this just to the point of boiling. So if you need to go a little bit hotter on the stove, go ahead. And whisk constantly. And as soon as the sauce is hot enough, it will start to thicken. And then that cloudiness goes away. All right, see it darkening? That is exactly what we want. And it is nice and thick now. And we are done making our sauce. That is gorgeous. And just in time because our chicken is done. So put a lid on this so it stays warm and let's get our chicken out. All right. Oh, it looks so good. Look at that, nice and brown. And I know our rice is done. What I like to do first is fluff the rice. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, I love that. Oh, that looks so good. And then I'll set this aside and we will get our chicken coated in the sauce and add in our broccoli. This looks amazing too. So put them all into your bowl here if you are serving it all at once. If you are not serving it all at once, do not put them all in the bowl because they're going to get soggy as they sit, okay? And this serves 4 people, so you can use that as your guide if you wanted to toss them all in the sauce or just toss some in the sauce, whatever you want to do. And then let's get our lovely sauce poured over. Oh my gosh. I want to get every bit out. And I should say, if you're a saucy person, which I kind of am, double the batch. You're going to want a little bit more. Oh my gosh. So perfect. And then add in our broccoli. Now you'll notice I did not put in the hot peppers, that come traditional in General Tso's, those red chili peppers. That's because I used the paste. You can absolutely add them in, but usually they're sauteed with the whole dish because they make the sauce right in the pan with the fried chicken pieces that they put in. So I don't find it necessary because you don't want to really bite into them anyway. But if you want to, you can certainly put them in. All right, then toss it around. Gently though, because you don't want to break off the breading, right? All right, that looks amazing. But honestly, I wish I would have doubled the sauce. All right, some yummy rice. And then my favorite. Oh my goodness. This looks so good. But really, make a double batch of sauce. In fact, I might even change the recipe when I write it up to add a little bit more because I just don't think that's enough. All right, here we go. The chicken. Oh my goodness. That's delicious. It is so tender and it is crunchy. Oh, that's so good. That is better than a restaurant. For sure. Wow. Broccoli is absolutely cooked to perfection. It tastes amazing. The rice is perfectly cooked. We never have to order takeout again. This is amazing. Enjoy it.